At dawn, Telemachus rose, fastened his sandals, took up his spear, and sent heralds through Ithaca with an announcement the island had not heard in years. The people were being called to assembly. No one had summoned them since Odysseus sailed for Troy. The old men came first, then farmers, sailors, craftsmen, and nobles. They gathered in the open meeting place and watched as Telemachus approached with 2 hounds beside him. Athena gave him courage and presence. When he sat in the seat that had belonged to his father, even the elders made way. An old man named Egyptius rose. One of his sons had sailed with Odysseus and never returned. Another now feasted among Penelope's suitors. Egyptius asked who had called the assembly and whether news had arrived from the missing army. Telemachus stood and took the speaker's staff. He had called them, he said, because 2 disasters had fallen upon his house. First, he had lost his father, the king who had treated Ithaca like a family. Then came the suitors. These men claimed they wished to marry Penelope, but they would not ask her father to arrange a lawful marriage or pay the gifts expected of a husband. Instead, they occupied Odysseus's palace. Every day they slaughtered Telemachus's cattle, emptied his wine jars, and ordered his servants to feed them. Telemachus could not drive out so many powerful men alone. So he appealed to Ithaca. "Feel shame before your neighbors," he told them. "Fear the anger of the gods. Do not stand by while this house is destroyed." Then his voice broke. He threw down the staff and wept. For a moment, the assembly was silent. Antinous, the boldest of the suitors, answered. He did not deny the feasting. Instead, he blamed Penelope. For 3 years, he said, she had deceived every man who courted her. Penelope had announced that she could not choose a husband until she finished weaving a burial cloth for Laertes, Odysseus's aged father. It would be shameful, she said, if so great a man died without a proper shroud. By day, she worked at the loom where everyone could see her. By night, she secretly unraveled what she had woven. For 3 years, the trick succeeded. Then one of her servants revealed it, and the suitors caught Penelope undoing her own work by torchlight. "Send your mother back to her father," Antinous told Telemachus. "Make her choose a husband. Until she does, we will remain in your house and consume your wealth." Telemachus refused. How could he drive away the mother who had raised him? Her father would demand the return of her marriage gifts. The people would condemn him. And Penelope herself could call upon the Furies against a son who had cast her out. If the suitors chose to keep destroying his household, Telemachus said, then the guilt belonged to them. He asked for one thing more, a ship and 20 men. He would sail first to Pylos and question Nestor, then go to Sparta and speak with Menelaus. If he learned that Odysseus was alive, he would endure another year. If he learned that his father was dead, he would return, honor him with funeral rites, and allow Penelope to marry. As Telemachus finished, 2 eagles appeared high above the assembly. They flew side by side, then turned upon one another, tearing at each other with beaks and claws before sweeping away over the houses. The prophet Halitherses understood the sign. Odysseus was near, he warned. Disaster was approaching the suitors, and suffering would fall upon anyone who helped them. Eurymachus laughed at him. "Birds cross the sky every day," he said. If Halitherses frightened Telemachus into waiting for his father, the boy would only lose more of his inheritance. Then Mentor rose. Odysseus had trusted him to guard the household when the fleet sailed for Troy. Mentor did not speak only against the suitors. He condemned the people of Ithaca for watching in silence. Odysseus had ruled gently, yet no one defended his son. A small group of arrogant men had taken control because an entire island had chosen not to resist them. Leocritus answered that even Odysseus himself could not defeat so many suitors if he returned alone. He ordered everyone to go home. The assembly broke apart. Telemachus had spoken, but Ithaca had failed him. He walked to the shore, washed his hands in the sea, and prayed to Athena. The goddess had commanded him to make this voyage, yet his countrymen would give him neither ship nor crew. Athena came to him in the appearance of mentor. "You are not without your father's courage," she told him. "The voyage will not fail for lack of a ship. Go home, gather bread, wine, and grain, and say nothing to the suitors. I will find the vessel and the men." Telemachus returned to the palace. The suitors mocked him, asking whether he meant to bring back poison or hire foreign warriors to kill them. He answered carefully and revealed nothing. In the storeroom, his old nurse Eurycleia helped him prepare jars of wine, sacks of barley meal, and provisions for the voyage. Telemachus made her swear not to tell Penelope until he had been gone long enough that secrecy could no longer protect him. Eurycleia wept. She had carried him as a child, and feared that the suitors would murder him far from home. But she kept her oath. Meanwhile, Athena moved through Ithaca in Telemachus's likeness, calling chosen men to the harbor. She borrowed the finest ship on the island, then cast a gentle sleep over the suitors as their final cups slipped from their hands. Night covered the harbor when Telemachus arrived. Athena, still disguised as mentor, ordered the crew to load the provisions and take their places. Telemachus stepped aboard. The sailors raised the mast, spread the sail, and poured wine in honor of the gods. Athena sent a strong west wind behind them. The ship moved out from Ithaca beneath the stars, cutting a dark path across the sea toward Pylos. That morning, Telemachus had asked his people to save his father's house. They had refused. By nightfall, he had stopped waiting for others to act and begun the journey himself.